Today, I wanted to talk about some wintry books. And at first, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to talk about like Christmas books because fuck Christmas books, am I right? But then I realized, oh, most of my wintry books are specifically Christmas books. So, yeah, that's how that went. I'm not really a big fan of winter. I don't like the cold. One of the most iconic wintry books or Christmassy books I would probably just be ostracized if I didn't bring this book up in this video, is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. What is there to say about it? We all know the story. We all know the man, the myth, the legend, the anti-Semite. Yeah, okay. But yeah, Christmas Carol. It's obviously very Christmassy. It takes place on Christmas Eve. So, there's like 4,000 adaptations of it. Yeah, it's a good story, though. I really like the story. Anyway, this next book is also pretty obvious for a Christmassy book, if you even realize it's a book, because I don't think a lot of people do. But The Nightmare Before Christmas, written and illustrated by Tim Burton. I got this for Christmas, like, I don't know, in high school, I think, maybe middle school, because I am a certified emo boy, and I have loved The Nightmare Before Christmas since I was like 3 or 4 years old. I don't even know. It came out in, I want to say 93. So that was like the year before I was born. So I've probably been watching this movie my entire life, not even joking. But yeah, I've loved this movie my entire cognizant life. And so somebody gave me the book for Christmas. I want to say it was my aunt and uncle. And I want to say that year they also gave me the special edition DVD, which had like the movie on one disc and then a bunch of special features on another disc. But yeah, obviously very Christmassy and wintry. The next book is The Best Christmas Ever. And this book is essentially about a cat whose family moves from the country to a big city and he runs away. And it's the best Christmas ever because they end up finding him. I mean, sorry to spoil it, I guess, but it's a fucking kid's book, so like we all knew that was gonna happen. But yeah, obviously it's very Christmas. It's obviously very wintry and Christmassy. It's got snowflakes all around the border, and it's called the best Christmas ever. So it's so obviously Christmassy. I don't even. This next book is also very obviously Christmassy. You will be able to tell by the cover. Um, but it is called Kringle's Christmas, and it is by my friend Savvy. I will have her channel linked down below. I will have her Twitter linked down below, her Instagram. I will have all of her stuff linked down below. If you want to buy this book, actually, or the plushie that goes with it, I have an affiliate link down below, and if you use that link, I know that I for a fact do get 10% commission from you using that link. So whether or not you could get a discount, I can't recall right off the top of my head, but I do get a commission. So there's that. But it's very cute. All of these books, she's got 5 books now, I want to say, because she's also got a book about senior dogs that I don't own yet. But all of these books are about real shelter dogs. And yeah, they're really cute. She illustrates them herself and she makes the plushies for them, and they are so cute. And they also have little like accessories and stuff that you can buy to go with them. I just don't own the accessories yet. I will one day. But yeah, that's Kringle's Christmas. Very cute, very Christmassy, very wintry. This next book, if you've read it, you probably understand, but it's called The Canterville Ghost and it's by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde is just a raging bisexual. I love Oscar Wilde. He's such a queer icon. He's fucking like stunning and amazing. This story, if I'm not mistaken, takes place during the winter. It's been quite a while since I've read it, but every time I look at it, I just get wintry vibes from it. Honestly, I might just get Christmassy vibes because it has ghost in the title, which kind of, makes me think about A Christmas Carol. But either way, yeah, if I do recall correctly, then it does take place during the winter. So yeah, it's also a very short story as well. And it's got very large print in the version that I own anyway. I want to say I got this for free somehow, but I can't remember. But yeah, this family moves into a new home or whatever, and it's haunted. And the ghost like keeps trying to scare the family away, but the family is just not having that shit. So yeah, it's actually a pretty fun and pretty cute story. This next book is Snow Falling on Cedars. This book is kind of complicated because okay, so this is as far as I've gotten in it when I tried to read it. I don't know, in like 2014, 2013, 2014, something like that. I was dating somebody at the time when I started reading it, and I know that there's like a romantic aspect to this book. I haven't read the book, obviously, past that point at all so far, and I haven't seen the movie yet, although I really want to watch the movie because I know it's got Ethan Hawke in it, and I have this really weird crush on Ethan Hawke. I don't fucking understand why, but I always have. Literally called Snow Falling on Cedars, which obviously to me just screams Christmas. But looking at the title, or not the title, but looking at the cover, it also makes me think of fall because it's like dark and foggy, which I think is just a normal thing on the coast. I want to say that this takes place in Puget Sound, on Puget Sound, San Pedro Island, north of Puget Sound. Okay, so it takes place north of Puget Sound, whatever. Um, so yeah, it's very much a wintry book, or it very much does make me think of winter, along with just making me think of fall. But with the title Snow Falling on Cedars, definitely like a winter book. And I need to finish that book at some point because there's a quote in the book that's something to the effect of, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think if I could just hold you for a minute, then I could leave you alone forever and that would be fine, or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta see this movie. And then I realized it was a book and I was like, oh my God, I gotta read this book. And then I made the decision to read the book before watching the movie. I might just have to watch the movie first. I don't know, buddy, because like I still haven't read it, and I've owned this book since I was in high school. So, you know. Anyway, next book is Let Me In by John Ashby de Linkfist, I believe, is probably the smoothest I've ever said his name. But obviously, it's a wintry book. It does take place during the winter. Um, it's very fucking cool. I love this book. I love both movie adaptations. Let the Right One In, which I believe is in Swedish, and also Let Me In, which is the English one. I love both of them. I just love the story. I think it's really cool. It does take place during the winter, and the cover is very snowy and wintry, so obviously. The next book is How to Find Love in a Bookshop. If I remember correctly, this book takes place like throughout the year, or it definitely covers a span of a few months. I want to say it starts in the fall. I loved this book. I have a lot of tabs in it, as you can tell. But I remember loving this book so much, and I do want to reread it at some point. But yeah, it's just such a good book. Oh my god, it was so cute. It's like the cutest little love story ever. Basically, this woman inherits a bookshop from her father, I think, and these people keep trying to buy it from her, and she's like, I don't want to fucking sell this place. Like, I love this place, and it's just very cute. And she ends up falling in love with somebody, and yeah, it's just very cute. I love the story. Definitely recommend it. And there's like such a great like cast of characters, and I think there's like a single dad and everything too. It's just a very sweet story. I love it. This next book is slightly embarrassing, just slightly, but not too much, because you know what? I admit that I enjoy the romances once in a while. A Thousand Roses by Bethany Campbell. It is a Harlequin romance. You can tell by the little symbol in the Harlequin romance at the top, which means there is a little bit of smut in it. It's not like super. If I remember correctly, it's not super detailed, super explicit. I don't think it's super explicit in this book. Never mind, it might be super explicit. Okay, might be super explicit. Uh, okay, but yeah, it takes place over the Christmas season, and it's just very sweet. I remember really enjoying the story. I read this story like every couple years or so, right around Christmas time. I like to read this story, and I don't know why. It's just I love it so much. I'll just read the back to you guys because it's been so long since I've read it that I can't really explain it to you. But when the going gets tough, get tougher. That's what Perdita Nordstrand had learned growing up on the wrestling circuit with celebrities like Ravishing Ricky and Hugo the Horrible. So she wasn't about to be intimidated by miserly Scrooge from Boston who was trying to claim her New Hampshire home at Christmas. But when she came face to face with the tall, darkly handsome Ebenezer Squires, is his name actually Ebenezer? That's not that's not his name in the book. I don't is it? She actually felt frightened, not because he came from a world of power and breeding so distant from hers. It was the strange tantalizing force drawing them together that unnerved her. I don't know what I first read this book in like middle school, I think, or not elementary. Oh my god, no, ma'am. I originally read this book in either middle or high school. My definitely middle school. Now, because I remember what apartment we were living in now. I want to say it was in like seventh grade, seventh or eighth grade. But yeah, I read this book in middle school originally because my neighbor, she read a lot of Harlequin romance and just romance books in general. And she gave me like a huge box of them because she was one of the first people I met that was able to like read a book, like a book, and then just give the book away. And I'm trying to become one of those people. But yeah, I really like this story. So I don't plan on getting rid of this book anytime soon. The next book is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. This book actually does take place over winter break or Christmas break, I guess, on a college campus. The main character, Marin, is at school, I want to say at NYU. I could be mistaken. I know she goes to school in New York, though. She's at school in New York, and everybody on the campus has gone home for the holidays, and she hasn't because her grandfather, I want to say, died, so she didn't go back home for the holidays because there's nobody to go back home to. And her ex girlfriend comes out to visit her on the college campus. So it's just the two of them and the janitor. And they, it kind of just talks about like their relationship and like kind of where, things didn't go as like they planned and that kind of thing. And it's a very somber book, but also, in my opinion, a very hopeful and uplifting book. I enjoyed this so much. And it's obviously, like LGBTQIA plus representation because she dated another woman. So yeah, it's actually a very sweet book. It's awesome. Like I definitely recommend this to anybody. I'm not someone that's really a big fan of YA for the most part because I just can't relate to the characters and to their struggles. Which not to say that high school struggles aren't real because girl, I was struggling in high school too. But like that's not something that I relate to anymore. I'm 27 fucking years old. I haven't been in high school in nine. So yeah, I just don't relate to it anymore. But this is very good. It's so fucking good. I devoured this book over the course of like a day or something like that, I think. But it does take place over winter break, so obviously it's a very wintry book. The next book is The Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick. This book is so fucking good. Oh my god. The movie is also brilliant. If you don't want to read the book, I definitely recommend the movie. It takes place over the course of several months. And there are wintry months lumped in there too. I want to say they do go over Christmas and stuff as well. But it's just a really fucking good book. Uh, our main man here, Pat, he oh god, he went through a divorce and he was institutionalized for a hot minute, and it's a struggle for him and it's a struggle for his family, specifically his father when he comes back home to live with his parents for a while after getting out of the institution. And it's just it's a big thing. And then here we have the love the love interest. She kind of just shows Pat that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. And I think people need to be reminded of that sometimes. And I don't know, it's just a really sweet story. I love it so much. Um, I do prefer the father in the movie over the father in the book. The father in the book is just like the biggest asshole. I did not like him one bit. But in the movie, the father played by I want to say Robert De Niro, he definitely has more likability in the movie. But yeah, this is just a really good book, dude. I'll read the back to you guys. Meet Pat. Pat has a theory. His life is a movie produced by God, and his God given mission is to become physically fit and emotionally literate, whereupon God will ensure a happy ending for him the return of his estranged wife, Nikki. It might not come as a surprise to learn that Pat has spent time in a mental health facility. The problem is Pat's new home and everything feels off. No one will talk to him about Nikki. His beloved Philadelphia Eagles keep losing. He's being pursued by the deeply odd Tiffany. His new therapist seems to recommend adultery as a form of therapy. Plus, he's being haunted by Kenny G. In this enchanting novel, Matthew Quick takes us inside Pat's mind, showing us the world from his distorted yet endearing perspective. As the award-winning novelist Justin Cronin put it, tender, soulful, hilarious, and true, The Silver Linings Playbook is a wonderful debut. That fucking rhymes, dude. Justin Cronin, you're a poet, and you didn't even know it. I highly recommend both the book and the movie. But if you don't want to read the book, I get it. Just watch the movie, dude, because it's amazing. I do plan on one day making a video comparing the book to the film, but I do prefer the film to the book just fine. And the last book we have isn't like a novel, it's a manga, and that is Devil's Line. I'm gonna just read the back of this one too. Skasa is a college student. Wow, no, that's not what that said. What up? I'm Lucifer, I'm 27, and I never learned how to fucking read. Skasa, a college student, is rescued from an attack by a devil, one of the many vampires that can blend in among the human population. Anzai, her savior, is a half-devil who exploits his supernatural gifts as a member of a shadowy police task force that specializes in devil-related crime in Tokyo. As Anzai continues to guard over Skasa, the two quickly forge a tentative bond, one that Anzai fears will test his ironclad rule of never drinking human blood. I first watched the anime. There's one season of the anime available. There is only one season currently. But there's the whole first season is available for your viewing pleasure on Hulu. I highly recommend it. And then I realized that it was a manga, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta fucking read the manga. So I bought the first one just to see if I would even like reading it. And I did, so I need to buy more, but manga is so expensive, guys. It's so fucking expensive. Like, unless you buy it on sale, like almost all the manga I look at is at least like 11, $12 per volume, and they never have just like 2 or 3 volumes in like, a manga series. It's always like multiple volumes, so you're spending at least like $100 or so just on like one series, which like I get it. Like I'm not trying to say that, like manga writers and illustrators and stuff don't deserve to get paid because they do, but it's just like, dude, could y'all like condense the story maybe? I don't know, man. Just make it a little cheaper or something. But yeah, it is really good. I really love the story. And it does take place, at least the first season. I believe the entire first season takes place over winter in Tokyo. And yeah, the manga obviously also takes place over the winter. So yeah, anyway, those were some books that remind me of the winter slash Christmas. Like I said, I tried to avoid Christmas, but I just couldn't avoid Christmas because I don't own that many wintry books apparently because I hate being cold. So, yeah, you guys know what to do by now. You can scratch that like button, claw that subscribe button, roar at me in the comments. Let me know some books that remind you guys of winter. And I will catch you dinos in the next video.
There's a key. There must still be a lock.